Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, we are Group 6. Let me introduce myself. My name is Siti Syawira Musila Rashid, and my partner is Asisul Jabbar Mansur and Siti Masara. Today, we will explain about educational environment, and we will discuss about definition, function, and types of educational environment. So, I will explain about the definition of educational environment. The environment is generally defined as a spatial unit with all objects, forces, conditions, and living things, including humans and their behavior, which affect the continuity of life and the welfare of humans and other living things. The environment is divided into the living natural environment, the non-living natural environment, the artificial environment, and the social environment. Education is a conscious and planned effort to create an atmosphere of learning and a learning or training process so that students can actively develop their potential so that they have spiritual, religious, emotional, self-control, personality, intelligence, noble character, and skills needed by themselves and society. So, the educational environment can be interpreted as various environmental factors that influence educational practice. Educational environment as various environments where the educational process takes place, which is part of the social environment. According to some experts, the first, according to certain American psychologists, what is meant by environment includes the conditions and nature of this world which in certain ways affect our behavior, growth, development of life processes. Although the environment is not responsible for the maturity of students, it is a very determining factor, which is a very big influence on students. Because after all, the child lives in an environment which consciously or uncertainly will affect the child. Basically, the environment includes the physical environment, cultural environment, and social environment. The second is, according to Ki Hajar Dewantara, education is a good in the life of the growing up of children, as for the purpose, namely guiding all the natural forces that exist in the child, so that they as humans and members of society can achieve the highest safety and happiness. And the third is according to Hasbullah 20 and 3. The educational environment includes first, place, physical environment, climatic conditions, soil conditions, and natural conditions. 2. Culture or cultural environment with certain cultural heritage such as the language of the arts, economics, science, life traders, and religious traders. And 3. Group living together or social or community environment, family, playgroup, village, association, and others.
My name is Siti Masara and I'm second speaker. Now, I want to explain about function and type of the environment. First, what is the function of the environment? A. Guiding in an effort to establish a culture personal. B. Teaching in an effort to master knowledge, and C. Training in the effort to acquire skills. In general, the function of the education environment is to help students interact with various surrounding environments, especially the various available educational resources in order to achieve optimal educational goals. There is a reciprocal relationship and mutual influence between one environment and another. Family environment as the basic of shaping human attitudes and characteristics. The school environment is a preface for skill and knowledge, while the community environment is a pledge for practice from provision obtained in families and schools, as well as a pledge for self-development. And next is type of educational environment. According to Ki Hajar Dewantara, the environment includes the family environment, the school environment, the community environment, which is called the education trip center or educational environment. First type is family. Family is a primary grouping consisting of a small number of people due to a directional relationship. The family can be in the form of a nuclear family, like father, mother, and child. According to Ki Hajar Dewantara, the atmosphere of family life is the best pledge to the individual education and social education. The family is the oldest educational institute, which is informal, first and foremost experienced by children and educational institutes that are natural for parents to be responsible for nurturing, caring for, protecting, and educating children so that they grow and develop properly. Family education functions are: first, as the first experience of childhood; second, ensuring the emotional life of children; third, instilling basic moral education; fourth, provide a basic for social education; and fifth, or the last, laying the foundation of religion education for children. Next speaker is Azizul Jabbar Mansur.
Okay, we already know what is the first types of educational environment. The second is school. We already know not all educational tasks can be carried out by parents in the family, especially in terms of knowledge and various kinds of skills. Therefore, children are sent to formal school. School is a means that is deliberately designed to carry out education. The more advanced a society is, the more important the role of schools is in preparing the younger generation before entering the community development process. The school is responsible for the education of children as long as they are assigned to it. So, in here, we know that school is very important to develop the children or human, because in school we learn everything in skills, soft skills, hard skills. We cannot get it by extracurricular or formal education. And the third is society. In the context of education, society is an environment outside the family and school environment. The education experience in this community has started sometime when the children have been separated from family care and are out of school education. So, it means that the influence of the education seems to be wider. There are many types and types of education experienced by a person in society. This includes all areas, both the information of habits, the information of understanding knowledge, attitudes and interests, as well as the information of morality and religion. The relationships between society and education can be viewed from three sides, namely community as education provider, social institution and or social groups in the community, and the last is in the community there are various learning resources designed by design or use utility. Also, there are at least 6 types of socioculture as follows. The first one is type of community based on a very simple gardening system. The second is type of rural community based on farming in fields or rice fields with staple rice crop. And the third is types of rural communities based on farming system in fields or rice fields. And the fifth is types of urban society. And the sixth is type of metropolitan society. In addition to the 6 types of society that can affect a person's characteristic, there are also peer group social institutions and social groups such as mosque, Boy Scouts, and the others. And peer groups have functioned towards their members, like mosque youth in our environment. It gives a lot of effects for younger. And the first is teaching relates and adapts to others, and the second is introduction the wider community life. The third is strengthening some of the values that apply in adult society, and the fourth is provide its member with ways to free themselves from the influence of the power of authority, and many others to give to develop people in environment. I think just that my material. Thank you.